Is it accessible?
All right.
We were gonna-
Nice job.
If you have to click anything.
It was actually Kara who did the
Which you
password.
pick which was better of the, and I think he took and put a door
Karen,
on
do you
one.
need to click anything
now
to
we're gonna-
record it?
I
I
don't know
think
which
it's
one it is.
streaming, right?
Because
We're
we
live
have
right now.
stuff that is
But
gonna
it's
have to start
recording
going,
it?
so we're gonna have to
I
pick one
think it
and
records it, but it's
either
live
let them
streamed
use
to
it down
the.
there until we move it, or
I think that's probably what we're gonna do, because I think Vinny
I hope
already
so,
started
right? That's
putting
how we
stuff
saw
in
it.
the plants in the.
Pretty
in that,
sure.
In that one, so.
so Charlie's
That's also
asking
That's
for
right.
stuff
Do we
down
wanna-
here to
Yeah.
get out.
Well,
Want me to
somebody-
record it like
Yeah,
a
I
voice
left my
memo?
phone at
You've
home.
been down it.
Or I would have done it.
Voice memo.
Check which one is being used.
Just in
Okay.
case.
Take minutes, that's it, just take notes. All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to our main meeting. All right, we need a motion for the approval of the April 3rd minutes from our meeting of April 3rd.
Motion?
Motion, I need a second for that. Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? None opposed. Public comment, I don't see anybody here for public comment tonight, this morning. All right, highway parks items, Ray.
Okay. Number one, our normal highway crews, working trees, residents request, patching of roads, basin repairs, small drainage projects. A lot of catch basins from the winter. You know, you see the cones and barrels, we can't fix them during the winter, so now they're out there. Anything that we had barricaded off, that was a hazard over the winter, they're out repairing them. Numerous ones of those. We're getting hot mix, so they're able to patch them up and do a permanent fix on them rather than just cold packs. So those are moving along. Guys are getting the millers out and stuff to start the paving. So getting everything together to start our summer. Personnel, highway and parks. Tentative of 2 grounds workers, possibly 3 with the transfer of 1 employee to water and sewer. So that leaves us 3 openings. We've been doing interviews all this week. Pete and Andrew do the interviews, and hopefully we'll have some names for this month. So 3 guys down getting into the busy season is kind of
That's not good.
crucial. So we did get, they have been doing a number of interviews, so hopefully they'll have some names for me for that. Along with 2 seasonal workers. So one of the ones that was late getting his paperwork in that wanted to work, and the other one is one of the ones that we had resoed already, found another job. So this is just filling seasonal workers.
So do you have the one, if you're trying to get his paperwork in, is he coming on board, or
Yes, he will be.
so you may be down just 1 for seasonal, or?
No, we're pretty good. We're pretty full with seasonal right now. So the one that we had already resoed, we had counted as a return, but you know, he found something more in the field of what he's going to school for that was beneficial for him, and totally support that. So number 3, parks crews, they've been out working in various parks, cleaning up, doing lawn damage from the winter, picking up garbage, debris, just general spring cleaning, sticks, limbs, all around the parks. Same with the parkways and boulevards. Obviously, we'll be doing a big push for Niska Day to make all our parkways and our boulevards look nice for the season, but we pay extra special attention for our big day. So
The parade route.
the parade route and just in general, I mean, they just every spring you just need to do a thorough cleanup of everything and get it looking good. Charlie's been working on opening all the parks facilities. He's he's really been humping to get all these bathrooms open and facilities for the sports club. So shout out to him. He's been really pumping them out, and I know it's a lot of work for one guy or two guys to do. It's more than just turning the valve on. He has to hook up all the backflow preventers. He's got to winterize. He's got to check for leaks. So it's and do the necessary repairs while he's doing this to get them up and running. So shout out to him for he's really been working hard to get these facilities open.
He's pretty detailed. Does he have a checklist, a list of what he does to each individual place, so that?
I would
somebody else can
imagine he
follow
has.
that or
I would
something?
imagine he has notes on it. I mean, I know he's been training Ronnie over the years. And, they kind of do. One can go put the meter in. Charlie can go behind him and tie everything on. So, I believe he has somewhat of a checklist, but a lot of it he knows like the back of his hand. But a lot of little things go into turning these things all on. You got grinder pumps at some facilities, you have gravity heat, he goes through the whole thing. So a lot of work there. Number 4, purchases, quotes for 2 mortar mixers. This money is in my budget. Attached are the 4 quotes. I indicated to Elena which one was the low quote. So we'll be moving forward with that purchase. Number 5 is union conference. They'd like to send 2 union officers from our unit. It's in June. I attached the conference to the agenda. They need the board approval to be able to use their union time within their contract. So
But it is in their contract, it's a normal thing.
it's in their contract that they can go to conferences. So just a matter of getting permission and vacating the department. So I have no issue with it.
Where's the conference?
I believe it's
Turning
Turning
Stone.
Stone.
Oh, that's fun.
But it's procedures, and we have had a turnover in our union, upper union guys. So to be familiar with their process and what they're looking to do, it's probably a good thing to send them as far as procedure wise and all that.
So it's a 3-day conference?
3-day conference.
You want to say anything about my birthday's right in the middle of that.
You want to go?
Throw that out there,
Mhm.
in case you want to write that down.
Number 6, lawn repair. We spoke about last month with the plow drivers and wingmen going out and doing their routes. They've all been completed. Every street in the town has been covered, repaired, reseeded. So that's off our list. So number 7, yard waste. Flyer for yard waste changes to the schedule a little bit. I know it's going to take some educating, but essentially Monday, Tuesday pickup. Please have your stuff out Monday by 6 a.m. Or probably the best way to do it and for us to facilitate, the calls that come to town hall is, as you have it, put it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Monday, Tuesdays will be picked up them 2 days. Tuesday may be late Monday, depending on the amount of load. The reasoning behind this was the best way to try to eliminate overtime by completing a zone. It's something that, myself, the board, supervisor have talked about ways of cutting cost. Something that, has always been on the radar as far as the expense of doing this by cutting out some overtime without really inconveniencing anybody. This is a trial and error thing. So, but But from doing it this long, this seemed to be the best way to try to accomplish that, without people being, disrupted in their service, so.
Although I will tell you, when we were talking about putting the limit on the cans, I'm going around all these properties and I'm like, some of them really have a lot,
Yeah.
so I'm glad we're trying this before
Oh, in the
that.
spring, right, you
Yeah,
know,
the
people, there's a
spring
lot,
is-
I get a lot
yeah.
too, you get a lot, but then towards the middle of the
Fizzles
summer, you
out.
should have.
Yeah,
You would be surprised, I took Erin the other day and showed her what we picked up in 3 weeks, and she was amazed.
it
It
is
is
a
A lot
lot.
of
A
material.
lot of material, and you get it, everybody has their spring, clean their yard up, get them looking good for the summer, so, now we'll move on to heavy grass clippings, not so much brush and cleanup, but we'll get through it. We're just trying to do something to save a little money and keep the cost down on doing this. Number 8, town board resolution, hiring 2 to 3 grounds maintenance workers and also 2 seasonal workers. And we have to add that, purchase of the mixers, sorry about that.
What's the mixer? Was that on our?
A cement mixer. It was on our list, yeah.
Yeah.
Also in addition to that, Elena, we have a Lucas Stein probationary period has come to an end, so we'll have to do a resolution to retain him. I'll have Janet get that over to you. Number 9, Alba Drive drainage, any update on that? I left it on here.
So I drafted a letter to send to the property owner, but he reached out to me, and I have a meeting with him this afternoon, actually this morning. He claims he's removed some of the work that he did. So I want to go over and see what he did, see if he's brought it back to what it was before I sent out that letter. So I may change it a little bit depending on what he has done. He has pictures and he claims that he's removed everything he put in without a permit. So we'll see where it stands after the meeting today.
Yeah, we have to see how far back, right?
He had no right to do anything because he had no permit. So it should be back to the original conditions. So I'll see how far he's gone, and there's still maybe a letter associated with that, but I'll just change the language on it depending on what he's done to this point.
Has anybody contacted the resident that made the original complaint, just to give him an update?
Not recently.
Okay.
I don't know if we're far enough along to give them resolution on that, so maybe let Matt finish his
Yeah.
process and
I
then,
just want to check in with him so he
Yeah.
knows that we're still pushing forward.
I mean, the ultimate goal is to fix what's impacting the
Yes.
street and the
Right.
neighborhood, so I'm sure. Thank you for following
Yeah.
up on that.
That's all I have.
Open discussion, anybody have anything for me?
I'll just mention that.
Well, will you look at the time?
I thought you were gonna say something about it. We went on a kind of mini tour. We didn't get through everything, but we went through and looked at all the parks and just sort of, we're gonna do a kind of a write-up for everybody to sort of see where we are with things so that when we're budgeting for next year, we've got, where we are, what the emergent needs are that we need to be budgeting for, and then maybe some projects that we're looking forward to over the next 3 to 5 years. But I mean, of course we're there like looking at all the negative things, but the parks are really beautiful. And we went out and the people are out using them now. The ball fields, they've already had games going on, and they were strikingly drier than I thought they were going to be at this time of the year. So either the drainage projects are working or we're there on a good day, but either way, even though we were kind of going through the laundry list of things to be done, you guys do a great job, and everything looks fabulous so far. So that's
Yeah, just one of them tours where every park we took her to, we had
You
to
thought it
show
was
her.
worse than I thought
You
it
know.
was.
You didn't have it all shined up.
No, bare bones.
It's early.
But I think it it shows, and I know me and you have been multiple places, and it just shows some of the things that we need to improve on. And I think everybody understanding the needs of what we need to do is beneficial for all of us, for resources, for priorities.
We took lots of pictures too, just because sometimes you're not focused on things and you kind of get used to what you're looking at. So I figured just having let's figure out where we are right now would be helpful for us in planning. And
We got a lot of parks.
Yeah.
A lot of facilities.
So I will tell you, if you ever want to meet Erin somewhere, you're best off picking her up and driving her, because you get in the middle of somewhere and she's like, I have no idea where I am.
well, I mean, we were talking about Avon Crest Park.
She knows where the parks are. She just doesn't know the way I go, and she's like,
Yeah.
I have no idea where we
Oh
are.
my gosh, when we were driving over by Becker
Yeah,
Street
Becker
Park, I
Street.
was like, where are we?
She
I
sees
use
Becker
those.
Street, the sign, and goes, don't we have a park on this road? I
Yeah,
go,
like-
she knew there was a park.
Yeah.
Just didn't.
If you want step one. And then Fieldstone, you get back there, I'm like, it's massive back there. You just don't, I only ever go on certain streets because, and
Yeah.
driving around through there is, so we didn't go through the trails. That's for another day, a long day, I think. But those trails are massive over there. It's just so many.
I tried to escape it. I told her, these are all yours. And it didn't. So, but no, we had a nice ride, and I think it's good for everybody to understand, just how much goes into just keeping them at a plateau. So to look for future improvements or just even repairs. So
Well, I think the majority of our residents do not realize how many parks
Yeah.
We have
facilities we
so
have, right? They
much.
know what might be in their
what's in their
neighborhood.
neighborhood,
Or the neighborhood
exactly.
park that they might go to over in Black Neck or whatever, but then they have no idea about
Right.
all these other places that you're speaking about.
Yeah.
So
What is it? It's like
it-
600 acres or
there's
something
like
like
over
that.
500 acres. Yeah, but I think
Alright,
it's
good.
good to do that.
All right,
All
I'll
right.
start.
Anything else for open discussion?
Oh, I'll do one more thing, just really quickly. Momentive is getting rid of a whole bunch of office furniture, so we were able to send over. Andrew and Courtney went to go look at some of it yesterday. I don't know how much of it is possible to repurpose, but most of it's in really good shape. So we're gonna kind of go through, see if anybody wants to update anything. It's free. They're gonna get rid of it anyway, so they're giving us access to it first to see what we're gonna use. For right now, we'll probably put some of the stuff in the basement, neatly in the basement. And then we'll kind of figure things out. But huge thank you to Momentive for letting us pick through their garage sale.
Pictures and stuff while you were there,
I
so you
did.
could sort of send that.
So I know one thing that, a lot of the secretaries did here was got them stand-up desks,
Oh, yeah.
and there was a bunch of them. So
Like the
if
whole
anybody
thing.
is
That's nice.
interested in that, I mean, I know we paid quite a bit for the upgrade
Yeah.
years ago, and it wouldn't hurt to have a few of them on hand. Everybody's a little different how they.
Yeah.
I do a lot of emails, but I sit down.
Yes,
Right.
I was thinking of the senior
Right.
center, like whatever.
I do a lot of emails, but I sit down.
It's the emails you send, it gets excessive,
So
really.
are you gonna send out an email then?
I mean, yeah.
Kind of-
One time Ray did send me an email.
You did?
But it was very, very good quality stuff. They're set up as like cubicles, so they're, they got a desk, they got a stand-up screen, pretty efficient looking stuff. So I think they got a good find over there when they stumbled across that.
I saw Alice Rubenfeld at the co-op,
Yeah.
and I was like, we got free furniture from them, and she was so excited. She's like, you gotta tell people about that.
Good. All right, anything else?
I don't think so.
All
Oh,
right.
I got one more thing. One more thing, you're gonna like this. It's gonna get you off the hook. We're gonna do your freezers.
A month later.
Thank you, thank you,
Hey.
thank you.
A month
We
later,
gotta have the water
still on
on, Bill.
that list.
Gotta have the water on.
Thank you.
All right,
You're
Lori.
gonna laugh, because there's like little notes, little signs on them, so.
Oh my
yeah,
God,
so
you might wanna clean them up before I get there.
recreation and community programs.
Okay, for the summer update, registration for fall and summer programs opened up on 4/4. Registrations have been steady, a little slow at the beginning, but everybody needs a little nudge. But been going along great. As for employment, we've been firming up all the staffing for the playground, pool, and independent contractors. That is not an easy task, but I will have a reso for you at the end of the month, sooner rather than later. I've been working on it now. It's lengthy, just to warn you. The town pool is set to open for the season on June 21st. This year, we have a sort of abbreviated schedule for many reasons. First of all, it's for staffing. So we're opening the 21st, which is a week later than we used to, but the week between Father's Day and opening day is when we're using for recertification for all the lifeguards, training. So the pool will be open for our use only, but now we don't have to farm this out. Everything can be done in-house. So it's kudos to Zoe, the pool manager. And we're also closing a week early because a lot of our guards are going back to college. Our staff is limited, and this way they can all pitch in, get the pool cleaned up, tightened up, and close it up for the season. So I think it's a win-win for everybody.
Is Charlie updated on the new date?
I did tell him.
Okay.
I haven't heard from him, but I
You
did
may
tell
want to
him.
remind him.
I think I will.
I know Ronnie's been down there doing a little bit,
Yeah.
pumping it down in Napa, just so that he has a target
Oh,
date.
yeah. And then plus I have a bunch of staff that are ready to go help him like they did last year, with painting and cleaning, and
So just
Nice.
follow up with him so he has an idea.
I definitely will. Spring soccer started 2 weeks ago. No weather issues, which is very rare for us, so knock on wood, we're gonna get through this whole season without a cancellation. And it's been a very nice season so far.
We did roll those fields the other day
Thank you,
too.
yes. They look beautiful.
From the
Feels like
re-
amazing.
From the repairs. Yeah, soccer even reached out and
I know.
said how beautiful the fields look, so.
It's nice. Kudos to you and your staff.
Thank
Paint Recycling Day. That was held on April 12th from 9 to 1 in Blatnick Park. Got off to a tricky start with snow and then rain. But I had a superstar staff and it was amazing. We serviced 431 residents. We had 34 cubic yard boxes collected. Latex, water, and acrylic-based paints and coatings was 24,602 pounds. And oil-based paints and coatings was 1,589 pounds. They said they were pleasantly
That's
surprised.
great.
Green green space are amazing, and they're unbelievable to work with. And so many residents, as steering them in and out, stopped to say how thankful they were that we did this, because they had boxes of paint in their basement for years and did not know how to get rid of it. So if we're looking to do another one, I'm suggesting maybe the fall.
That's what I was
And the
thinking.
weather might be better.
Yeah.
And not so snowy.
Mhm.
But it was awesome. So thrilled that we were able to make that work. And our driving range opened for the season on Monday. This weekend it was supposed to open, but the weather was not the greatest. But this year we've made some improvements, all of which were covered in our budget. We have brand new netting, which is no longer zip tied and patched. Brand new mats, which are no longer crumbling and dusty. And thank you to Ray for reaching out and getting us new yardage signs. So now everything looks polished and clean, and it looks like the little gem that it should, because that place is just amazing. So I'm thrilled, and thank you for all your hard work out there, and getting it prepped and ready. You guys
Pass
did a
that
great
along.
job. Please do. And as far as resolutions, I just have the pool and playground employees, an additional driving range employee if the gentleman from the transfer station would like to work. We'd love to have them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and
Yay.
independent contractors. So, and I will get all those to you. And that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Anything for Lori?
Bring it on. Anything?
Really? Nothing?
I was lost in my own thought there for a minute, but I'm sure I'll blurt something out.
Right.
Okay. Linda,
All right, so we had a successful blood drive last month, and there were 22 reservations, but that number went up. I just they haven't confirmed that for us, but they were, they have it down to a science. We do one in the spring, we do one in the fall. They're in, they're out, they're easy to work with, so that worked out really well. They're usually on a Monday. We had two guests. We had Dave, who is our rep from CDPHB. He came in and spent the day with us, and he set up a table and he was there for questions or whatever comments, whatever people had as far as CDPHB, of course, but also just insurance as a whole, because it's quite a topic these days. So, and he was fantastic. We also had two representatives from Phil Steck's office come in, and they specifically spoke about programs for seniors that New York State sponsors. So it was like questions that might be about tax exemptions or HEAP or SNAP or veteran services. And they were also very well received. And both of them walked away they were very surprised and really pleased, and they were very popular. So it was a good day for
awesome.
on both of those accounts. So we also had a woman in who she's new to the area. She's a hat maker. And so we did an art day with her, and she came in, and she had people make the feather plumes, and she showed people how she does that. She also explained how she got into it, and she's actually bringing her business here, and she's going to be opening up a shop on State Street in Schenectady. So I think she's scheduled to open in July, and we're actually going to do. That was one thing that kind of got us going. The nice weather got us going, and then we started thinking about little day trips. So we have a couple day trips on deck. One of them is with baby goats. There's more to come on that.
I saw that. I was like, I want to do it.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, who doesn't want to
Goat
hang out with
cuddling, that's what
baby
they called
goats?
it.
They're so
That's
cute.
awesome.
They're like, there's the baby goats, and then there's the little miniatures, and these are the little miniatures. So even if the babies are starting to grow up, we still have miniatures. So that's one day. The other day is we're going to do a shopping trip down to J Street, because the Open Door always does a discount for seniors on Tuesdays. And this woman is going to be opening her shop. So we're hoping to get in there and kind of take a look. She's calling it Hat Pins and Paramount. And the reason why she named it that was because she tells a story about how in the day people used to have very long hat pins. There was a very sharp point on it. And one guy got a little too frisky with this one woman. She took out her hat pin and just stepped him back. And then they made them shorter, and now you can't even find them. So we'll be doing that. And then we're starting a walking club, and we have a member who's very interested and eager to do this with us. And so on Thursdays, we're going to begin that, and we'll just be walking around. And sometimes we may take people on the bus to a location so that they can walk, whether it's through a park or what have you.
yeah, take them to some of our parks.
Yes,
Old
all of our
Fieldstone,
fabulous
there you go.
parks. Yeah, no kidding. So we have AAA is coming in on the 3rd, so it's this Saturday, and it's a 9 to 4 class. It's I think we had 16 people the last time we checked. So that's always popular. And you can call, it's AAA Northway Defensive Driving. You can call them directly, and you can make a reservation for our place, lower level, Saturday, 9 to 3, or 9 to 4 actually. We also have Mother's Day is coming up, so we'll do a little celebration for that. We have 2 workshops. One is on a Saturday, and it's how to frame, which is kind of interesting. We've never done that before. And then on the 29th, which is a program day, we have quilling, which is also very popular. So, and then I think that covers it. So, yeah, that's our main. I mean, there's plenty more going on, so feel free to come on down and join us. There's a few calendars here, and we're always on the website. If anybody needs. Okay. Awesome.
Check the website, right?
Yeah, always check that
Check the
website.
website
Yeah.
and get the calendar.
Yeah.
All right, anything for Linda? Nothing. Anything for Matt? Clark? Elena? All right, Kara? All right, very good. All right.
Notice how he skips me.
Next-
Wrap it up, wrap it up.
All right, next meeting is gonna be, I can't do that
29th,
first
right?
week
Isn't that
in
what you
June,
said?
so we're gonna do May 29th,
I think we already moved it too on the
all
calendar.
right? May 29th, right here,
Yes, we did.
will be our next meeting. Can somebody send out a Google Meet thing? I didn't put my calendar for that.
Yes,
We'll need that.
it's on there, but I don't know if you're on here.
I'm off the list.
You're on the list. So,
All right, now we need a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, I just sent that over to you.
Did very well this morning, didn't we?
Look at that.
Great.
That seems like a long defense, right?
Yeah. Got a lot going on.
So we stopped at the Grange and then when people took pictures, that's why. We took pictures. We just took pictures outside.
No, we did this intentionally. We were going to look at things, and then when we needed the checkbook, we were bringing you to go
Yes.
look at all this
Actually, we
stuff.
literally said that. We're like, all right, let's get the lay of the land.